in any expectations you have. And some of the expectations you should know. When you communicate them, you will learn a lot about your spouse. I'll give you one important example that a lot of people are suffering from. It's not a secret, and I'm not chauvinist. It's not a secret to know that usually, how do I say it in America and stay safe? Usually, a woman have more needs of compliments and good words than a man. If you wish to say otherwise, I might agree with you that men and women both needs super encouragement words, but maybe on different things. Maybe on different things. You know, I don't know how I feel if somebody will come to me and say, listen, I really love your jacket, and I think your tie is gorgeous. You know, to be honest with you, I don't know how I feel about it. It doesn't register in my mind. It does not register in my mind. Why, you got a new shoes? Oh, I didn't know I got a new shoes. It's not really something will register to me. Do men need words of encouragement and appreciation? Most definitely. Probably on different topics. Probably on different issues in life. But it is common sense to all of us that some ladies do need compliments and encouragement words. And when I say needs, I mean needs. Sometimes men do not understand. You know, sometimes a woman gets out of her room getting ready to an event, and she really spent a long time to prepare herself and to look beautiful. She is indeed beautiful. She comes out, and there is nobody there. I mean, her husband is becoming blind. It doesn't see anything, so she's being very bothered. Remember, expectations. She's very, very bothered by these expectations because she said, hey, don't you see, blind man? Close-hearted human being, are you dead? Don't you see me? But she doesn't say it. It doesn't sound good. Then after 5 minutes later, she says, do you like my skirt? Yeah. I don't know a better word. Idiot. That's all I can tell. That's all I can call this man. Do you like my new shoes? Ah, those are new. Poor you. Open your heart. When she asks you something like that, what is she dying for? She's dying for a good word. Give it to her with an open heart and a big smile. But let me tell you something. It sounds very simple, right? Reality is, believe it or not, that's why I said communicate that. Believe it or not, there are men in this world who do not know how to compliment. There are men in this world who cannot compliment. They can't, it's not part of their DNA. And it could come from many different sources. Could be that this man never saw it before in his life. Could be this man never heard a good loving word to himself. Never heard that. He doesn't know what it feels like. He doesn't register the importance of it to his mind. He doesn't know it. What do you want him to do? He doesn't feel the need. When you don't feel the need, you might have difficulty to do it to other person. So you communicate. It sounds silly, but you can imagine the benefit of communicate that expectations. You go to someone, you go to your husband, and you say, my dear husband, listen, let me tell you something. You know, when I spend an hour preparing myself to this event, beauty is important to me. To feel beautiful is extremely important to me. And if you see it and you give me a good word, you make me feel strong. You make my self-confidence to grow and to be strong. My dear husband, you feel silly asking that, right? You go to your husband and say, could you please give me a good word? Could you please compliment? Makes me feel great. Now, the answers can be various. The answers can be different. Your husband might say, really, it is? Oh, I didn't know that. The husband can say, listen, my dear, I don't know how to do this. I'm not the type of person that, give you these words. I don't know how to use these words. I never used these words in my life. Forget about it. Stop expecting that. Then you try to investigate and help him to be emotional, available for you. And to be more understanding. For some people, you have to understand humanity. Human beings are the most complicated and complex creatures. There are no rules, black and white, in this universe. What might be a very easy task for somebody might be very difficult for another, or close to impossible. I remember personally, and my wife is going to do something to me today, but I'll share it with you. When I was introduced for the first time in my life to the concept of, when I spoke to my wife, she used to tell me, when you talk to me, look straight to my eyes. I had a stomachache hearing those words. I don't remember ever in my life looking to a guy and say, Eli, when you talk to me, look straight to my eyes. I'm about to faint. I don't know how to do it. It's weird. Try it. It feels very strange. But it means so much to her. So I went out of my way and practiced it. And I felt silly. I laughed a lot of times. It's weird. It's weird. Look at that. Look at your husband right now. If you have somebody next to you, look at each other for 1 minute. You will prefer to die. It's much easier to die than do it. It's a very difficult thing. Look at my eyes. Don't look anywhere. Don't look to the right. Don't look to the left. To my eyes. You see? Don't talk. Don't talk. Not a word. Just look at me. No, I see you. What do you mean? No. Look at me. I see you. I'm not blind. No. You don't. When you communicate it, when you say to your spouse, when you say to your husband, when you look to my eyes, I feel connected. It feels great. If you know something is important to your wife / to your husband, practice it. The excuse of I cannot do it, I never heard that, it's a very bad excuse. If this is my need, and it builds, again, remember the goal. If it builds happiness, if it builds unity, if it builds a close relationship between us, and you know that something is important to me, for God's sakes, keep your excuses in the safe and go practice it and go learn. Oh, I need to learn how to compliment my wife? Yes, sir. Most definitely. The second part of expectations, it also has to do, and this is another thing that I want to keep in everyone's mind, and that is the sharing responsibilities at home. In Hebrew, it's called chalukat tafkidim, sharing responsibilities at home. Sharing responsibilities at home, it's another issue of expectations. It's still the same rule in building the business. We have to know who is doing what. Again, do not assume anything in life. Communicate. There are ladies in this world that believe when they get married, the sharing responsibilities are very simple. And it belongs to about 165 years ago. You are the men, you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you get out of here. I don't care what you do, you go, you bring money to the house. How much money? As much as I need. That's your responsibility. Guess what? My dad did the same. You want to talk about your mom? Let's talk about my dad. This is what I'm used to. Men bring money to the house. And what do you do, darling? Oh, my job is to clean the house, to cook, to do other stuff I cannot say in public, That's my job. And take care of the kids. Bring kids to the universe and raise them. Is that a good setup for a marriage? If it works for you, lama lo. Why not? There is no, again, please, one of the things that I'm constantly saying to couples, whenever I have an opportunity to speak to a couple, one of the major issues is that I say to people, get out of the justice universe. Get out of the justice universe. There is no, you don't have to live life with right and wrong, bad and good, proper and improper. Communicate.